Hey y'all, welcome back to Undercover Hustlers. I've been in a season of quiet building, learning, reflecting, and really pouring into my growth behind the scenes. From picking up new books to diving into creative courses, I've been investing in my mind just as much as I hustle in real life. This episode is all about that, building your intellectual capital, stacking knowledge like wealth, and becoming the kind of person that opportunities are drawn to. So, I just celebrated my birthday, and fun fact, science says your brain is fully developed by 25. That hit me different this year. It made me reflect on how important this chapter is, not just grinding, but really building something solid internally. I've been stacking skills, feeding my spirit, and investing in the kind of knowledge that compounds over time. Because just like we build financial wealth, we also need to build intellectual wealth. That's what's going to open doors for us in our future. In this new chapter, I've been thinking a lot about what I'm actually building, beyond the content, beyond the hustle, and that's where this idea of intellectual capital really hit me. It's not just about what you do, it's about what you know, what you're learning, and how you're setting yourself up to be valuable no matter where life takes you. So let's get into it. What even is intellectual capital? According to the dictionary, intellectual capital is the intangible value of a business or individual based on knowledge, skills, experience, and relationships. In simpler terms, it's the stuff in your mind that makes you valuable, the ideas you've picked up, the skills you've practiced, the way you think, your ability to solve problems, create things, or move people. It's not something you can touch or measure with numbers right away, but it pays off over time. And the cool part is anyone can build it. You don't need a degree or a fancy title, you just need curiosity, consistency, and a willingness to invest in yourself. So I want you to really ask yourself, how are you investing in your mind? For me, that answer has been evolving. Lately, I've been really intentional about what I consume and how I grow. One of the ways I do this is through reading. I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Graciela, who started my very first book club. We read a truly life-changing book together and met up weekly to talk about it. That book is Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. It helped me tap into the power of being delusional in the best way. Imagining the best possible outcome for yourself, no matter what your current reality looks like. It taught me how to take control of my thoughts and emotions, to reframe doubt, anger, or fear before they spiral. One visualization technique from the book that sticks with me is this. Picture a home office. There's a telephone on the desk. Every time a negative thought, emotion, or distraction creeps in, the phone rings. But instead of answering it, instead of giving it your attention, you just walk away. Out of the room, down the stairs, and out the front door. You leave it ringing behind you because not everything deserves your energy, especially if it's not aligned with your purpose. That image helped me move differently. I started realizing that I get to choose what thoughts I entertain and what narratives I feed. Right now, I'm deep into Design Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. It's teaching me how to apply the design process, the same one used to build products and technology, to my own life. I'm learning to pay attention to what energizes me and what drains me, and how feeling stuck can actually be a starting point for creativity and redirection. One quote that really stood out to me is, living coherently doesn't mean everything is in perfect order all the time. It simply means you're living in alignment with your values and have not sacrificed your integrity along the way. That reminded me that even when life feels chaotic or uncertain, I can still move with intention as long as I'm grounded in what matters to me. Another one, the book Light is the New Black by Rebecca Campbell, really woke something up in me. It made me reflect on all the times I've heard the call to create, to speak, and to share, and how many times I've ignored it. Sometimes out of fear, sometimes because I didn't feel ready, or I was too busy playing small. But ignoring a calling doesn't make it go away. It just keeps showing up louder. And that's exactly what launching this podcast has been for me. Finally answering that call and realizing that your creativity and your spirituality are deeply connected. And the more in tune you are with yourself, with your truth, and with your purpose, the easier it becomes to create, to trust your voice, and to let the ideas move through you instead of forcing them. That's what I've been leaning into lately, creating from a place of alignment. And part of getting aligned has meant checking in spiritually too. I've been leading more into my spirituality, rebuilding my relationship with God, and learning how to surrender while still showing up for myself daily. Taking a rest day from work and going to church on Sundays has honestly reset my entire week. It's reminded me that rest can be spiritual too. And I'm not here to push religion. You can surrender to whatever higher power you believe in, but give it that time. Make that space, because for me, it's been life-changing. I grew up Christian, going to church every Sunday, but now that I'm an adult, I had to rediscover what that connection looks like for me. I pray daily, I read scripture, and I try to understand the stories in the Bible as they apply to my life right now. Shout out to my friend Monica for inviting me to her church. She really ignited that spark in me. And since I'm in the process of moving, I found a way to stay consistent through the Bible in a Year podcast. It's actually led by a Catholic priest. And although I'm not Catholic, my mom's side of the family is. So I tune in with an open heart. I take what resonates and I leave what doesn't. My Titi Michelle introduced me to it, and it's been such a grounding practice. Just dedicating 20 minutes a day to prayer, reflection, and learning more about God's love has helped me realign. It's helped me grow internally, build discipline, and apply the wisdom from scripture to real life, especially in the way I show up, love myself, and stay committed to becoming the best version of who I was called to be. Going beyond mindset and spirituality, I've also been investing in skills, especially the ones that can directly build my income and my impact. One of the biggest ways I've done that recently was by purchasing a social media marketing course. I got it because I wanted to learn how to actually make money on social media, not just scroll, post, and hope for the best. I kept seeing these videos on Instagram from Leigh-Cabrera. You might have seen him too. He's the guy who's always posting living the dream, flashy cars, traveling the world, millionaire by 27 kind of content. The whole I used to be broke and now the money makes itself narrative. Eventually, I clicked. I joined one of his free webinars, and he was just stacking the success stories. Person after person who had taken his course and gone on to close thousands in social media marketing deals. And listen, I'm not gonna lie, I was influenced. At the time, I had just quit a dead-end job. I wanted to work for myself to build something in my field of communications, but I didn't know where to start. I had no background in entrepreneurship and no roadmap to success. So no, this isn't sponsored, but I'm genuinely glad that I made that investment. It was 30 plus hours of video content breaking down everything from business models and service offerings to how to find clients, pitch yourself, and close deals. Even better, it came with access to mentors in sales and marketing and a community of other people who were figuring it out just like me. That alone made it worth it. Being able to learn, fail, grow, and ask questions in a space that was built for that. It was extremely valuable, and honestly, one of the first times I realized that intellectual capital doesn't always come from a degree. Sometimes it's about betting on yourself and being willing to learn a new skill that could change your life. Another major investment in my intellectual capital has been joining a program that I'm currently a part of. And this one is low-key sponsored because I was actually chosen to be an ambassador for the program. It's called ARP Initiative, and it's a career accelerator for creatives. Whether you're in marketing like me or in art, fashion, film, or design, you can apply for the program too. It starts with the academy, where you learn how to build a strong resume, design a creative portfolio, create an online brand, and grow your professional network. Once your materials are ready, they actually send your resume and portfolio to their network of partner companies around the world. If a company is interested, they reach out and offer you an interview to intern with them, so you can actually gain experience and the skills you need to succeed in your industry. When I first applied, my portfolio was honestly embarrassing. I'm shocked that I even got accepted. Cue the imposter syndrome. But since then, I've built a full website featuring my work and my speculative mock campaigns that showcase my skills and creativity. Check it out at www.jocelynthevisionary.com. And this helped me come up with my new social handles as well, at Joss the Visionary. The creative industry is not easy to break into, but with the support of my advisors and my mentors through Artbound, I've landed an internship this summer with my top choice, Factory PR, and I'll be working on their digital and social team in New York City. So catch your girl in New York this summer, back on the East Coast, living my best life. After this internship, I'll be able to say that I've contributed to social campaigns for top-tier clients across different industries. I can't say specifics, shout out to that NDA, but trust me, they're major. And the best part, as an ambassador, I'll be getting paid to create content and spread the word about this opportunity to other creatives, especially those who have the talent and the degree but just need the experience. Because the truth is, part of building your intellectual capital means saying yes to that internship, even if it's unpaid. It means investing in that course, joining that program, or taking that leap that gets you closer to where you want to be. It's all about betting on yourself. And while I'm prepping for this move to New York, I've also been leaning on free resources to keep building my intellectual capital. Because you don't need a fancy degree to expand your mind. All you need is curiosity and a search engine. I'm talking YouTube, Google, ChatGPT, Pinterest. There are so many free resources out there if you know where to look for them. My personal favorite is YouTube. I'm forever going to be a student of YouTube University. And I don't always recommend building your knowledge just from TikTok because short-form video content is easy to forget. So unless you're taking notes and actually applying it, then it won't be as useful for you in the long term. But there's so much out there in terms of books, podcasts, online masterclasses, and most importantly, one we haven't talked about yet, which is real-life conversations. One of my favorite ways to learn is by simply talking to my tita. She carries so much knowledge and wisdom in her stories and memories. I mean, her life lessons are invaluable. That's generational knowledge, the kind you can't Google. Learning from her has helped me understand things in a deeper way and avoid certain mistakes that I might have had to learn the hard way. So I encourage you to love on your grandparents, give them a call, and just listen to them yap. Because wisdom doesn't always come from a classroom. Sometimes it comes from listening, from asking questions, and from staying open to whatever intellect you can gain from a conversation. But let's talk about why all of this matters. When you build your intellectual capital, whether it's through any of the ways we've talked about today, through books, courses, conversations, or simply choosing to reflect and observe more deeply, you're not just gaining knowledge. You're gaining confidence, creativity, and decision-making power. It gives you the ability to trust your own voice, to speak up with clarity when everyone else is unsure, to offer perspective that moves a conversation forward, or to spark an idea that shifts the energy of a room. For example, when I first started working with a social media client, they were stuck in a cycle of posting just to post. No clear message, no real engagement. But because I'd been studying brand storytelling and learning how to analyze audience behavior, I was able to propose a full content strategy rooted in real goals. We didn't just get more likes, we started conversations, increased our website traffic, and built genuine community. That's what it means to be a thought leader. Not someone who knows everything, but someone who's thoughtful, someone who listens, who studies, who dares to share what they've learned in a way that elevates the room. You become someone who leads with value, someone who can walk into any space, a meeting, a pitch, or a creative room, and contribute something meaningful. And that's how you shape culture. That's how you build trust, and that's how you build a legacy. At the end of the day, be a student of life. Stay curious, stay teachable, and remind yourself, Your growth isn't limited to classrooms or careers. It's happening in the books you read, the conversations you have, the risk you take, and even the rest that you give yourself. So what are you doing right now to build your intellectual capital? What lesson has life been trying to teach you lately? If this episode sparked something in you, don't forget to follow at undercoverhustlers.pod on Instagram for more behind the scenes content and updates. And connect with me at Joss the Visionary on TikTok, Pinterest, and my personal Instagram. I'm always sharing some gems, real life reflections, and resources to help you along your journey. I'm signing off, but keep stacking, keep hustling, and keep growing. Bye.